And because we did that, we don't have to fight either of these.
Epic.
Don't get antsy though, because you want to keep walking. Oh, by the way, that's a reuse object from RE7. The more you know.
That's it.
I'm selling this game. There's another liquor right here.
I'm selling this game. I'm selling it.
Yeah, after
I'm burning it.
I probably put like 250 hours into this game. I'm done with this game now.
Yeah, it'd be like, I mean, I didn't put anything near that into Village, but I did platinum it, and I went out of my way to get SS ranking on all the mercenaries, just being like, ah, screw this. Puts in microwave. Ah, that's much better.
So we're getting the shoulder stock. I guess I'll show this off. So the grenade launcher, you see how round the potential like radius is, like where you can shoot it. So you get the stock. It does make it 2, which I'm just doing it because we're not using it much, but as you can see, it is significantly more Johnny. I can't say words.
Jaunty?
Alright, so we're going back to RPD2, just like Leon. We're doing the same exact thing where we have to get 2 electrical parts. But the parking card is inside of Iron's office. So it's a little bit more convenient than for Leon, which is not in a huge prison with a million zombies. Okay, so we just want... take out 2 of those. We want to keep the knife. We want 200 some shooting gun ammo. That's it. This is another portion that we are doing everything in one take. No item boxes, so we have to go very light.
And to think, taxidermy used to be a hobby. But, no matter. What the heck is that?
That's the heart key. This is the key that
oh, that's cute.
Claire gets. Alright, so the parking key card's right there. So, yeah. The electrical parts, there's one still in the clock tower, like just in Leon, but there's another heart door on the 3rd floor where we get that, but we're getting that pretty immediately. In fact, we're kind of stuck here until we get Mr. X to move the helicopter.
Yeah.
So you really can't like leave here until you do that. Alright, showing off how bad this submachine gun is against zombies. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah, oh, I didn't mean to pick that up.
Can't you just toss it?
I can toss it. I'm gonna go back to the box and go back and do that because we need those those rounds later. But you actually go back to this room as Claire as you're escaping. But I wasn't thinking.
Do you think a zombie would be a pretty good vocalist for like a metal band? No, in this game they're more like. In like original Resident Evil 2, like it wouldn't work because they're like, oh. But this one, I think it would work. Some screamo band as like the backup singer. You ever see Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah.
You know how like at the end when they're like so used to the zombies, they just like use them for their entertainment. I like to imagine that at this point in the Resident Evil universe, it's been like 20 freaking years. And, like, yeah, huge BOWs, you'd be like, oh no! But, like, if you just saw a zombie at this point, if you survived this long, you'd be like, dude, literally whatever. Like, you would just, like, use it as a scarecrow on your yard, you know what I mean?
So we're using a knife just to get that zombie out of the way. I like to, you pick up one knife that has full health, and I like to have a full health knife for the sewers, so that's why I did it that specific way.
He gonna move! I like how in Shaun of the Dead, when they're throwing the vinyl at the zombies, they're like, if it's like a bad one, of course they throw it, and if not, they don't. And he's like, Stone Roses? He's like, no! It's Second Coming. Still no, I like that album. That's me.
Is that a line in the movie?
Yeah!
Oh, right. That's awesome.
It's like, I might have butchered it a little, but it's something like that.
I mean, I think I watched it, like, on TV when we were still living at our parents'.
Yeah.
So it's been so long.
Yeah, you should rewatch it. It's on something. It's on, like, Netflix or Prime or whatever. But, yeah, and, like, I think when I first watched it, I didn't know much about Stone Roses, but I was like, that's pretty funny. And especially since they're British and, like, you know, every British person's like, first Stone Roses, greatest ever, Second Coming, awful. I was like, that's a good joke. I like that.
Yeah, Second Coming is a great album.
Yeah.
Alright, so out here there is a liquor, so make sure to walk while you're getting out of this room.
Essentially, I think Stone Roses was a little before Weezer. I think they were late 80s. Essentially, Second Coming's Pinkerton, except for, unlike Rivers, who was just like, fine, I'll just make crap for the rest of my life. Stone Roses was like, we're done. Leave us alone.
Alright, so hopefully Mr. X comes get us.
You know Weezer,
I think I hear him.
You know Weezer, that band that did that cover of Africa by Toto, except for it's not even like, it's literally just them singing the exact same version. Yeah, it's not even like a Weezer version of it or whatever. It's like literally just Africa by Toto.
And like Rivers isn't even like a good vocalist, so it's like, why did it get so popular?
I have no idea.
It's like Rivers is so like emotionless and like such a, he's not like horrible, but he's not good either for sure.
Yeah. Yep, I honestly don't know how, like, Weezer's so big that they did that Green Day Fall Out Boy Weezer tour, and, like, every, you know, I think they were, like, second. Green Day was the headliner. Makes sense. But then, like, Weezer was, like, above Fall Out Boy, you know, and it's like, man, they did Pinkerton, what, 1997, 25 years ago? And that's it.
Yeah, I don't even understand why they keep going. I mean, they clearly don't have a passion for music anymore, and Rivers is probably a multi-millionaire. Like, why bother? Keep going.
Why bother?
Is it just ego?
It's gonna hurt me.
Just making more songs about how you like sex? Now?
No, but like they don't even do that. It's more like songs about I don't know. That's like such base level stuff. These guys.
I want to make sure that they're dead because we have to go past them.
Remember Ratitude? Remember Hurley?
Hurley had the first song on Hurley is a good song, and then the rest is just the most filler garbage.
It's a shame because if you were like, all right, you can't use Blue or Pinkerton, but you can make like a greatest hits album of Weezer and just like pick and choose the songs you like from, like, what, 10 other albums. You can make a pretty good album, you know? Dope Nose, Keep Fishing, maybe Hash Pipe, maybe Island in the Sun, Pork and Beans, Greatest Man That Ever Lived. You know what I mean? Like, you could put together, but you would have to pull, like, one or two songs from, like, literally 10 albums.
Yeah,
or whatever.
especially, I mean, immediately Green Day is, like, it has 3 good songs, and the rest is just the most...
Oh, you mean the Green Album?
Yeah. What did I say?
You said Green Day.
Yeah, Green Album.
Yeah. Yeah, Photograph is a good song. I kind of like the first half of Maladroit. I really like The Greatest Man That Ever Lived. So, if, like, I would be a really good album if you could just take, like, the good songs. But, yeah. Anyway, I don't get it.
So I picked up a large gunpowder. We do have to mix some acid rounds as Claire. In fact, we have to mix, like, 15-ish for Birkin 3.
In an odd way, Weezer... This is going to be kind of a weird comparison, but in a weird way, Weezer is my generation's Guns N' Roses. By that I mean, Guns N' Roses still is. Hey, remember Appetite for Destruction? Remember Appetite for Destruction? Like 30 years later, oh, Guns N' Roses, sweet. Yeah, Appetite for Destruction. And like that's what Weezer is. It's like, remember they made Blue Album? And it's like, yeah, it's awesome. Remember they made Pinkerton? Yeah, it's awesome. How long ago was that? 25 years ago? Oh. So, I mean, you know, I'm a dad rocker myself, don't get me wrong.
Love me dad rock.
loves me dad rock. Hates me metal.
Unless it's Black Sabbath.
Yeah, Black Sabbath is awesome. I mean, God, the first, like, 5 Black Sabbath albums are all, like, just truly excellent. Which is weird. It doesn't, you know, even Metallica had, like, Kill 'Em All is very good. Ride the Lightning is excellent. Master of Puppets is good. And Justice for All is good. You know, you already see it going down, but, like, Black Sabbath's first, like, 5 or something is awesome. And even the first Heaven and Hell album is awesome.
Boxes.
With Dio. Remember Dio?
Yeah, you made that one song.
Literal R.I.P.
Yeah.
But it's been like 10 years. Remember Lemmy? Damn, now I'm sad. Hey, question of the part. Without looking it up, name one Motorhead song that's not Ace of Spades. One single one. I actually don't know any.
Motorin'.
What if it's like Black Sabbath? The song Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath on the album Black Sabbath, except for they did Motorhead. Motorhead by Motorhead on Motorhead.
Hello?
Good to see you again, Claire. We've got unfinished business.
I'm sorry, who's that?
Irons.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I guess he just has like a... Oh yeah, he has a security camera.
We'll find it.
Sherry alright?
For now.
The reason why Irons cares about Claire is because Sherry dropped the pendant. I think in Remake it doesn't have the G virus inside of it. I think it's just a lock to unlock the G virus sample in the lab, which is why Leon could just find the antiviral sample just out in the open, because Claire gets to that portion before he does.
There has to be a way out of here.
Okay, here's my question of the part, because this is probably the second video by this point. What is, and Trev can answer this too, what is a band that you, like, legitimately only like one album of them and, like, don't care about anything else? You know, like, whether you need to hear it or anything like that. I will start with, I guess 2. The first is Megadeth with Rust in Peace. I have, like, legitimately no interest in listening to any other Megadeth because Rust in Peace is just that good that you're just like, it's fine. You know, that's, if I need Megadeth, I'll listen to Rust in Peace, and I'm like, I'm good. And the second is Say Anything. I know that they've made a ton of albums after Is a Real Boy, but I don't need to.
I know that they made one song.
But I honestly don't need to hear it. I'm good. One that
Cold War Kids.
Cold War Kids for sure.
One album.
Robbers and Cowards, and they're, like, still around. One that I shouldn't treat this way is Arctic Monkeys. I've only ever listened to the first one, and I really should give the other stuff a chance.
Their other albums are good, especially their second album is pretty great.
I'm actually pretty interested in trying out the weird stuff.
But the first album is the best, but I still like Suckin' and See and AM.
It seems like Arctic Monkeys is kind of what, like, Weezer should have been. Like, they were like, we're gonna change genres, and when people were like, it's not as good, they're like, okay, we don't care. You know what I mean? They're like, we don't want to make,
Travis, beat the door out of here.
I don't know what you would call whatever people say, but, like, we don't want to make that for 20 years, and they're like, we want to make different stuff, and it's like, you don't let the critics and stuff, like, you know, turn you into a Rivers Cuomo.
Oh no, it's him.
So yeah, do you have any that you can think of? Oh, you said Cold War Kids, that's right.
A band that I only listened to their first album or one
Or
album.
any album.
Yeah.
And you're just like, but you really like it, but you're like, I literally don't need it to listen to anymore, kind of thing.
Where you going, Sherry? I told you to stay put.
Also, if anyone out there watches our Let's Play videos and has never seen what I look like, essentially my body type is a Chief Irons. I look pretty much exactly like him.
The man who has like probably like 50, 100 videos on this channel with his face.
Yeah,
in
I
it.
guess that's true. What if they only watch the Let's Play ones? Oh God! Actually, my face looks just like Chief Irons. That's why I have a beard now.
That's why they call you Bacon Face.
Bacon face. Yes. Every day I go to work, it's hey Bacon Face. I'm like, hey. Oh God. Oh man.
Stupid bitch, that's a dead end.
Hey!
I also call like a 7-year-old girl the B word.
Beep.
Look at him waddling. I'm fat.
That's literally me.
All right, you can fool around with this, but I'm not going to.
Do you know what Chief Irons is? He's a big guy. For you.
For me?
Specifically. For me, you
It's
say?
all over now. Doors locked.
Locked.
I forget what you have to do with this.
You just wait it out. Oh, look at that strength.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm so
Show
mad.
yourself. I know you're in here. The longer it takes me to find you, the worse it's gonna be.
Find you. Oh, another one, and this is more minor, but I'm just thinking of these bands things, is Architecture in Helsinki. Only have to listen to that first one. I don't really ever need anymore.
They seem like a band that has like 20,000 albums, probably.
Ah, yeah, I'm pretty sure they do, yeah. Oh, definitely Operation Ivy.
She's gotta be here somewhere.
The joke is that they only ever came out with one album. Absolute RIP.
God damn
All right,
it.
we're good. Once you're in here, you can't be seen. Even though he should be able to see you.
I'm Bacon Face. Okay.
It works doubly well for Chief Irons because he probably eats bacon every morning.
Alright, the exact same question, except for with video games. Is there like a video game series that you're like, you just play that one and you're like, I'm good? For me, I mean, like, there's some, like, I'm guessing a series with, like, multiple games, obviously. So, like, Dino Crisis, I would be like, I know you showed Dino Crisis 2, but I have, like, no interest in playing it. So it's just like, Dino Crisis 1, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know
that's it.
why you have Dino Crisis 1 in high regards. We saw me playing that game, and it's just endless, generic lab hallways.
I know.
And passcodes.
Okay, maybe that's not a good example.
I way prefer 2 over 1. 1 is like Resident Evil, but bad.
Fuck is my key? Nice.
Okay, here's one. Mega Man X. I don't know if you count that as its own series, but if I'm going to play X, I'm just going to play X.
Yeah, X is a good one. I really like X2 a lot, but it really is not a necessary play. And like X1 is just way better than all the other games combined.
And it's different with And it's
Yeah.
different with the original Mega Man. I'll play 2 through 6 at any time, no problem. I won't play 1. So yeah, that's one for that.
Here's Irons! That's a pretty cool animation.
I do
And
like
you can
that.
totally skip it if you don't put the camera on him.
I do like what Kubrick was doing in this scene, though. You can really tell he made the actors really live the moment, you know?
Yeah, after he shot the same scene 50 times. Convenient.
Pretty convenient.
Also, somehow, Sherry doesn't get attacked by Birkin, like, right now. It actually happens later.
My
I don't
question
know
is, how did they make The Shining with Stanley Kubrick, who was, like, one of the most annoying directors to work for of all time, and friggin' Jack Nicholson? Like, how did they not kill each other? How's that even
I
possible?
bet Jack Nicholson was as insane as he actually is in The Shining at the end. He just wanted to take an axe to his head.
But, like, how? Like, because he was already a really big actor at the time. And it just seems like one of those things where it's like, all right, Stanley, listen here. I've done the scene perfectly 14 times today. And, like, how did they do it, you know?
In the neighborhood.
Oh, man.
Sure you're alright?
I think,
For now.
unfortunately with video games, because it's, like, such a long process involving so many people, there's not usually, like, behind-the-scenes stories that are very interesting, you know? Like, there's the stuff where it's like, hey, Rockstar Games works their employees to death, or Kojima is Kojima, you know? But there's not...
Yeah, most of the interesting stories are usually just, like, meddling publishers.
Yes.
Usually with, like, modern game development, it's always like, this game was ruined because of that.
Yeah.
Less so anything, like... Because teams are so big, it's like, even if you have one mediocre programmer, usually other programmers are gonna, like, pick up the slack.
In fact, you really have to go back to Atari to have, like, very interesting ones like, hey, Atari thought they were so big they would just, like, host, like, huge parties all the time and just be like, we're Atari, we're never going away, you know, like, that's interesting. But, like, so many movies have, like, amazing stories because I guess it's just a bunch of big personalities, unlike, like, video games where most of them are not, I guess?
So this part is pretty silly. I think Mr. X works really well in, like, the RPD and the labs where it's, like, claustrophobic and you can get cut off. But, like, when this big guy who's power walking towards you and, like, you're in a big open environment, it's silly. Especially the way that we have to do this to be safe. We have to get close to this grate for the zombies to open the door. And then
Just run around in a circle.
We just run around in a circle. I do a big circle around this ambulance, but it's just like
walking.
Just add that music for any, like, silly chase scene and speed up the footage, and it's just this.
Do you know what I wish I wish could have happened? I wish there could have been a movie that involved Marlon Brando, Jack Nicholson, Christian Bale, and Edward Norton.
Oh yeah, Christian Bale is, like, a huge butthole too in real life. Right?
And surprisingly, Edward Norton is a huge, like, he's apparently, like, the worst. Like, which is why
who's that? Who? What did he do?
Fight Club guy who's not Brad Pitt.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I've seen him in Fight Club.
American History X too. He's very good. He's a very good actor, but I just heard that he's just, like, incredibly awful. So what I want is somehow a movie for all four of them. Marlon Brando would show up 6 months late, weighing 900 pounds. Jack Nicholson would just lose it on day one. Christian Bale would yell at everyone in British. What?
That was so weird.
Oh, and the female lead is what's her name? Captain Marvel. Is it Alison Brie? Is that it?
Oh, Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. Who is, like, I don't even know if she's, like, impossible to work with, but, like, at least the way she seems on, like, social media and stuff is, like, yeah, pretty great.
There's some interviews where she's, like, simultaneously full of herself and belittles everyone else. There's one time when she, like, answers a reporter in the most condescending way possible, and she's like, you'd know that if you weren't looking at your phone. And, like, it ended up, she was wrong about it, and she just looked like a huge, just, like, the worst person.
So, yes, I want, and I want the director to be Kubrick, and I want the assistant, whatever, producer or director to be, what's that guy's name? The guy who made Apocalypse Now. Oh, dang it. My brain's not working. Because all of his movies ended up taking, like, a billion years.
I've been amassing movie knowledge a little bit over the years, because usually I was like, I did not care about it.
Did you watch Apocalypse Now yet?
No.
Dang it.
I should watch that, but I've been watching more movies. In fact, I watched, like, probably, like, 5 movies the last 2 days.
Oh, Francis Ford Coppola. He was the one who also made Godfather. Apparently, Apocalypse Now, because I told you about how hard it was to make, And that's the one where famously Marlon Brando came in and he was like literally 100 pounds overweight and he refused to learn any lines or anything. It's just so amazing. Anyway, apparently that is the single movie where they shot the most film for, like ever.
Oh my god.
And it's like, how did it end up being good? How did it end up being really good?
Jesus Christ.
My favorite thing in terms of either like movies, like filming, or game design is working around limitations
Yep.
and using your creativity that way.
That's why A New Hope is so awesome. And Empire Strikes Back, because they had to use, they had so many limitations. And that's why stuff like Evil Dead 1 is so awesome, because they did it on a small budget.
I literally watched Evil Dead 1 for the first time yesterday.
Did you download it, or was it streaming on something?
I actually have the Blu-ray of it.
Oh, dang it. I want to watch that one too, but I don't think it's streaming on anything I have.
I can lend you the Blu-ray. I want to get there's actually a 4K version of Evil Dead 2. And when I saw that, I was like, what?
Yep, that's the best part about pretty much any media.
Sure, come on.
But yeah, Evil Dead 1, I was expecting it to be like a cult classic, but to be relatively like mediocre, but I actually really liked it.
Is he dead at this point? No.
I don't know. We don't see Mr. X at all anymore as Claire, but he does get ripped almost in half. I guess the one sort of disappointing thing, and I understand why they did it because it would have been so much work, but regardless if you're doing A or second run, basically the plots are identical between them. Really, second run is just a remixed mode where they give you some key items early and make the game harder.
Hey folks, I'm gonna give you a little bit of knowledge right here, and probably an opinion you've never heard before, but the book was better. All right, yeah, all right. Alright, we just want to put that out there.
Oh, you saw that Dune finally came out?
Oh, did it? Nice.
Yeah, and that's one that everyone's like, that book! That book!
Hey, did you know that the book, The Shining, like the 400-page book, is better than the 2-hour movie? Did you know there's more in the 1,000-page book of it than the 2 movies that amass to like 5 hours?
I sort of want to read it from front to back.
Oh God!
One day.
I've never read that much in my life.
I bet it's like 500 pages of just an insane man rambling, because it literally is.
Actually, one of the things I like watching on YouTube now is people rating books, like ranking books. So they'll be like all 50 Stephen King books or whatever, and they'll be like, every single person is even if they're cool, they're like a tryhard. They're like, all right, number 2 is The Shining. Listen, I know I have to be the one to say it, but the book is definitely better than the movie. And it's like, oh God, stop it. Stephen King's the only one who the movies are better than the books. Like, I'm sorry. Oh, no, we lost a bunch of subs. Oh, everyone, the book is... Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2, the 600-page book is better than the 2-hour movie. Whee!
Also,
Okay.
Annette, best mother.
Best mother.
So actually, we're gonna do like 5 more minutes, but we're done. Just because the first section is so much shorter.
Oh, I think I own it somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, but the novelization of Resident Evil 1 is better than the game. So just so you know, I just wanted to be the one to say that.
Brave.
Dude, the novelization of RE1, it's like not a big book. It is like amazing because just reading it, like Chris walked into the dining room and I'm like, what is going on? It's just literally the events of the game just written in like a narrative.
I mean, if you're writing a book off like basing the game into a book and like Capcom paid you, I don't know, probably pennies to do that, I'd be like, Chris walked into a room and shot zombie.
Shot zombie in head.
Zombie. Chris now has 12 handgun bullets remaining. In fact, I would probably have some fun with it and make it like 10 Elemental Masters.
I do.
Specific.
I do. I will say one thing. Early, if anyone's ever had the pleasure of reading a totally unauthorized strategy guide from back in the day, like the mid-90s. They are all incredible. I have a Resident Evil 2 one where it's like, it's written like a book, but it's like, as Claire entered the police station, da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, and it's like, she looked to her left and found a green herb, you know, whatever. And it's like, every single unauthorized guide had to be like that. Because, and like a lot of times they couldn't even put a lot of pictures in it, you know? And they're just so amazing.
Sherry, I told you I could not leave here until my work is done. That's what you always
Sherry!
Sherry? Why didn't you stay in the house? It was safe there. Hey, Sherry!
I was scared. Those things were everywhere, and
You should have called the police. That's what we taught them.
Whee!
I did, but nobody came.
Call the
They didn't
police, they're all
answer
dead.
your phone, so
Sherry, I don't have time for this.
Annette, you are the worst human.
no.
Sherry, I don't have time for
Sherry,
you
I'm
being
coming.
stuck in the sewers.
Hold on, Sherry. I'll be right there.
Alright, so yeah, we're pretty much done. All we are taking with us next time is the SLS and one knife.
Excellent.
In fact, let's get this ready next time. Gotta get rid of those bullets. Alright.
Are we taking the SRS with us? The crap Reddit says? Sure. I don't know why that came into my mind. I'm a moderator on there, by the way, guys, so, yeah. Alright, we'll see you next time. The novelization of our YouTube channel is better, by the way.
Novelization of Reddit.com.
Alright. I wrote it. Alright, bye.